We have to wait for everybody to get on here. Yes, we do, baby. We gotta wait for all the people. Until then, you want to show your hoodie? You look so cute in your hoodie. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I know you love that hoodie, don't you? Yes, you do. You love this hoodie. Okay, that's enough sugars. That's enough sugars. Let's see if anybody's on. Not yet. Not yet, but that's okay. That's okay. I got you to talk to. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Baby. Thank you, Mama Baby. Thank you. It may just be the two of us talking to each other this morning. What do you think? Just the two of us? Let's see here. Oh, we've got some people. We've got some people. All right, Mr. Hank, you want to get in there too? You want to say good morning to everybody? You want to say good morning? Good morning, everyone. Let me put you down, baby. Let me put you down. I know, you're mama's girl. I know. Ooh, you got the hair. Let me see here. Cindy, hello, Cindy, Cindy. Manuel, hello, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? It is very, very cold here in North Carolina today, but thankfully we're all bundled up, especially little Miss Scarlett. I hope everyone is doing well. It's probably cold where you're from too. Let me know where you reside. I would love to know. I am in North Carolina, and today it can be 30, tomorrow it could be 100 degrees. It's never the same around here. Yeah, never the same. So you always get something, a surprise every day with the weather. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I could not get on here yesterday. I felt so bad, and I thought I would not make for good company yesterday. So thank you guys for sticking with me and coming today. Oh my goodness, you got teeth. You got teeth. Yes, you do. I'm gonna put you down, baby girl. I'm gonna put you down. But yesterday I felt horrible. You wanna get up here? Come on, baby. Come on. Who else has pets? Pets that think they're kids. She's attached at the hip with me. Oh my goodness. All right, Miss Scarlett, we're gonna read some comments. We're gonna read some comments. What do you say? Let's see here. Hello, good morning in Texas. How is the weather in Texas? Around here, I'm sure it's nothing like Texas. I'm sure you guys don't really get cold weather. I don't believe so. But thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it so much. And I'm glad I actually came on today instead of yesterday, because it's been a little bit of a hard morning. Today is my husband's birthday. Well, would have been his birthday. So it's been a little weird this morning, thinking about him and how I used to celebrate his birthday. I miss him so much. I've already received emails, text from family members saying they're thinking of me today and that it is Mr. C's birthday. And I know that he is in heaven, so I know he's having one heck of a birthday today, but I would much rather him be here and me celebrating his birthday. But thank you guys so much. So I am glad yesterday I didn't feel well. I think I needed this morning to talk to people and to see how everyone else is doing. Yeah, it's so far it hasn't been a rough morning. I haven't broke down crying or anything, just thinking of him and wishing he were here. I miss him so much, and we always made birthday special for each other. He always made my birthday special, and my birthday was in May, so it was just, a few months after he passed away, and it was so hard. Oh, it was the hardest day. Gosh, it was so hard, because I know how he celebrated my birthday and how much that meant to each other to celebrate those days together and how special he made them for me. It was just, I miss it so much. I really, really do. Let me read a few more comments here. Morning, good to see you again. Hey, Sandra. You're such a strong woman. I don't know if I could go on. It's not easy. It's not easy. The first, I want to say 4 to 5 months, I didn't want to be here. I seriously thought about that. And I still have moments where I don't want to be here. But at the same time, I don't want to put that on my kids. I don't want to do that to my kids. My oldest son found his father, and I don't want him finding me. So I'm trying to be strong just for my kids and to keep going. And I know I just don't want to, I know how much that pain is, and I don't want to inflict that pain on my kids again. So I try to put one foot in front of the other, and actually me doing this channel and starting the videos back up again has helped a lot. You guys have helped me a lot. I've had so much support. I have a lot of women who are widows who follow my channel email me, and we chat over email, and it's been wonderful. It's been so wonderful. But I will say, I know not everyone is blessed to have family to talk to all the time. Talking helps so much. It helps so much. And you know, I keep saying to myself, every time I get on these lives or I do videos, I don't want to be crying. I really want to help lift other people up. I really do. I don't want every time someone sees me that I am just, I don't want my grief to define who I am. I don't want that to be my personality. I don't want grief to be who I am. Yes, it's something I'm dealing with, it's something I'm going through. I don't want it to define me. And I went out with my sisters-in-law over the weekend. It was a Saturday we went out. It was really nice. And during that time, I'm like, I don't want to talk about Mr. C. And they understood. I just wanted to enjoy the moment with my sisters-in-law. I just wanted to enjoy going out and having breakfast and just doing normal things without talking about my grief, because I don't want to break down in front of people. I don't like to make other people uncomfortable because no one knows what to say. So I really try to hold it in, especially when I'm out. I don't like to make other people uncomfortable. And at the beginning, it was hard to keep it in. It's been 9 months now. It's a little easier to not talk about it and to not get so emotional about it when I'm out. Sometimes I just want to have a normal conversation. I don't want to talk about what I'm going through. I want to hear about the other person. How's their day going? What are they going through? I don't want every time someone comes around me to have to talk about my situation. I just don't want that. Let me read a few more comments. Miss Scarlett, what are you eating on? There is no telling with that girl. Let's see. Is this a trauma dump? I love trauma dumps. Whatever it is. My mom's a widow. She's the strongest woman I know. Oh, that's so wonderful. Is it a trauma dump? I don't know if it's a trauma dump. I mean, you clicked on the video. I don't know. Whatever you perceive it as. I can't help what other people perceive it as. But for me, sharing my story seems to help other widows and even people who are not widows, people who have just had loss. So whatever you want to define it as, it's fine with me. I don't really care. But one reason I wanted to get on here, though, I really want to talk about the videos going forward in the new year. And as a lot of you know, if you've watched my channel, I am trying to declutter my home. It is a large home, and I'm thinking in the next 2 years I'm going to sell. I want to be closer to my middle son and his family. He's the one that's married. They're going to be buying a house next year. I would like to get closer to them. Now, they're only like 30, 40 minutes away, but I'd like to be closer to them. And now that I don't have Mr. C, it's not as fun making the house a home for him. And he encouraged me so much. So I want to get rid, oh my gosh, 80, 90% of what I own. I don't want to be attached to my things. And I know someone had asked, why do I keep saying, I just, some days I want to burn the house down. That is me illustrating that I am not attached to anything in this home. And they're just things. They're just things. Mr. C was my home. While I am grateful that I have a home, a roof over my head, I can pay the bills, I have food on the table, I can still be grateful in one hand, and in the other hand say, none of this stuff means anything to me, because it doesn't. They're just things. That's all they are. And I don't want my things to have control over me. I want to feel like I have the most minimal amount of stuff that I need to live without feeling like I have to maintain all this stuff or do something with all this stuff. And the thing is, I am a recovering impulse buyer. It started with my mom who had dementia. I've told the story a million times. It started with that. I started getting better. And after Mr. C passed away, a few months after he died, I did grief spending. And I am not proud of it whatsoever. And some of it, I don't even remember buying it. I go into my closet, I'm like, when did I buy those shoes? When did I buy this stuff? When did I buy, I don't know, like a vase or something, or this other stuff? And what it is, I'm doing the same thing I did when my mother had dementia. I buy this stuff and it takes me to better days. It gives me a little hit of dopamine and I feel good in the moment. And I have not really felt any joy in the past 9 months. So that little hit of dopamine, it was like, yeah, you know, and so ordering it made me feel good. The box, you know, opening up made me feel good. And then after that, I feel guilty about everything. And I spent more than what I thought. I was able to send some of it back. That's my fallback. That's my fallback. And it was that, it triggered, like I said, taking care of my mother. And people can judge, people can say what they want to say, but until you're walking in someone's shoes when they're dealing with death, because I lost my mom and my husband 2 years and 9 months of each other. My mom I could see coming, my husband's I couldn't. He just dropped dead. But I am really trying to slow down now, and I'm trying to be in the moment and ask myself questions. Why am I doing this? What reason am I doing this? What am I going through today that I feel like I need to do this habit? And so I'm slowly trying to get rid of things, sell the stuff, family members want it, whatever. You know, when I see the stuff, it's noise to me. It's just pure noise. And also, I am tied to it. I haven't used it yet, so I feel guilty about it. And so there's a burden put on that item when you buy it and you don't use it. And then, of course, you feel guilty because of the money you spent. And so now I think what I want to do, I'm looking now, if you could see what I'm looking at. I have cleared out a guest bedroom. It was my mom's bedroom. I have put everything in these other rooms. I'm going to do a video on that for the new year. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I had that room cleaned out months ago. Started rearranging stuff, putting crap back in there, and this is just the way I operate. This is what I fall back to, and I hate it so much. Let me read a few comments here. Let's see, something we have done when my dad and Grady passed away were pillows out of my dad's shirts. That's a great idea. Loss sucks a lot, and it takes time to recover. You have a good head on your shoulders. Cool to see you evolve from loss. I have decluttered a lot. Keep sorting through things slowly. Yeah, and that's it. I don't care for this stuff, but the buying of it and the thinking of it, you know, just like when I bought some dresses for church. I wasn't even going to church. I couldn't even step foot in church, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to buy these beautiful dresses, these really nice shoes. I'm going to get back into church. So it's me thinking of who I wanted to be, who I want to be. And it still hasn't happened. I haven't gone to church but a few times in the past 9 months. I love going to church. And I've got to really force myself to get back into that habit. But buying those things gave me a little bit of separation from the pain I was dealing with. And grief spending is so bad. I don't know if any of you have ever watched Dave Ramsey. My husband and I were in debt, oh gosh, 15, 16 years ago. And we started doing the Dave Ramsey program. Got completely out of debt, started saving money, was able to put our youngest son through college with no student loans. We were able to buy a car with cash. We got this house, a huge down payment on it, all from getting out of debt. And I loved watching him. And I remember watching him, and these widows would call in and he'd say, whatever you do, don't do any grief spending. And at the time, you know, I had my husband. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you spend, you know, I get it, you know, so I think we've all done that where we look at someone and like, I can't believe you've done that. Or why did you do that? That just doesn't make sense. Until you're in it, you just don't truly understand. You just don't understand. And I think that's the same way where I just didn't want to be here. And I remember telling Mr. C, maybe it was last year, we were talking about that. And I said, I hope nothing ever happens in my life where I feel like I don't want to be here. And that pain hurts so much. I feel like I put my hand in my chest and rip it out. And I had marks on my chest. And then I was telling my son, I can see why people turn to alcohol and drugs and no longer want to be here. I understand that pain now. I understand that pain because you want the pain just to leave you, you know, when you suffer that loss. So I understand. And it's until you step in someone else's shoes, you don't truly understand. You don't. Mr. C had a coworker that passed away in January, a month before he passed away. And he told me, and I said, oh my gosh, his poor wife, my heart breaks for her. I had no idea. Now, having said that, I'm sure there's a lot of women who have husbands that probably are not as emotional when they pass away. And I joked with my sons before, and I said, if Mr. C would have been an a-hole, it would have been easier to be getting over this, you know, but I'd be like, I'm glad he's gone, you know, but that wasn't him. He was the sweetest, most supportive, loving man, and he was my rock. He was my rock, and now that I don't have that here, I feel lost. I feel like I am just floating around, and I'm the free spirit. He was the one, you know, who kept everything in line, and I miss it so much. So I am trying slowly. I think the first step, like I said, is to get rid of stuff in the house, because I'm trying to look at it this way. What is my goal in the next couple of years? And it's probably just to sell the house. And it is a large house. You have to excuse my little brother. He woke up with a hacking cough. And I don't know why. He's 17. He just turned 17 last week. So I think I need to take him to the vet, but he woke up with that. I don't know if your dogs have ever experienced that little hacking cough. He sounds like a goose. And I just lost what I was saying. But anyway, let me read some more comments here. Let's see. Give yourself some grace and give yourself time and keep calling out those things you want to make better. Amen. We all evolve, and it's cool you can interface. I'm a jeweler. I've definitely seen grief spending. Oh, yes. You're a jeweler. Yeah. See, that's the one. I'm not into jewelry and stuff like that, but I have done the grief spending. And complete transparency, I spent $2,000 in grief spending. $2,000. I didn't think it was that bad. And then I went back. I did a video and I said, oh, I caught it early. It wasn't that bad. Baby. But once I went back and actually looked at my bank account, I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed. You know, I don't have Mr. C's income. I don't make that much. And baby, come here, baby. I make nothing what Mr. C made, so I am trying to work. I'm thinking, oh, Sherry, what? You're so stupid. You're so stupid, Sherry. I don't know how it happened. Well, I know how it happened. I did it. I take full responsibility for it. But now that I know, I'm like, I won't buy anything. I am trying to eat through everything in the refrigerator, in my freezer. I'm just like, I don't want to spend any money right now, you know, just trying to hold on to everything that I have. But that is the goal, to become a minimalist my way, to aim towards selling the house, getting something smaller. Baby, come here. Come here. Come here with Mom. Come here with your mom. Come here, baby. I know. I think you're going to have to go to the doctor, baby. You've got that hacking cough. But that is my goal. I don't want to be attached to things. I want very minimal things that I need to live by. Oh, and I've got stuff. Holy crap, have I got stuff. And I'm like, I could open up a thrift store. I could open up a thrift store with all the crap I have. Of course, I haven't been going to the thrift store. In 9 months, I've gone 15 times. And if you watch my other channel, when it was a thrifting channel, I went all the time because that was my job. And Miss Scarlett, please leave him alone. Come here. Come here. Come here. Baby. Have any of you had a dog that coughs like that? That's worrying me. He woke up like that this morning. That worries me. He's 17 years old. Let me read some comments here. That's normal for Chihuahua. Okay, okay. Well, you know, because we did have another Chihuahua, and he died years ago. His name was Rufus. He had a collapsed, is that trachea? But they said it was normal for that. But I am worried. He's 17 years old, and I hate that. They're my babies, you know, so I do think I need to take him. I've watched your channel quite a while. I lost my son in May. I am so sorry. Been living in an altered reality ever since. Your Chihuahua does that, and she's not 15. Okay, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I have told someone that I agree with the altered reality. I feel like someone plucked me out of my life and put me in someone else's, and I'm like, what am I doing here? What is this? And at first, the house, I hated it. Then I started liking it again, and now I don't hate it, but there's so many memories. I can see him walking through here. I can hear him in his office. He worked from home. We were here together all the time since 2020. We were together. And it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. I wanted to make a home for him. He loved everything. And you can't tell me that men don't love a good smelling house, that they don't love a good home cooked meal. I would have candles. I would decorate. He loved every bit of it. You know, always kept, you know, I always called it Clean Sheet Sunday. Always kept the bed really nice and clean, his clothes clean. I love doing everything for that man because he did everything for me. I don't have that anymore. I don't have that. So that's one reason I want to move closer to my son and his wife. And they have 3 kids. And I want to move closer to them. I want to give of myself to my family. I need a purpose. I need something to go forward, to go toward. And I just need something. I'm not one to sit around. And I sat around for months after Mr. C passed away. I could not move. I literally felt like I was paralyzed. But now that I am starting to feel a little better, I'm getting my eating back on track. That is huge. If some of you have known me for a while, I started off with carnivore, and I ended up losing like 12 pounds very easily by doing that. Felt fantastic. Oh my gosh. Just over the top energy. Then I kind of went to ketovore. Still, same kind of energy. Well, after Mr. C passed away, I didn't eat sugar. I still don't eat sugar. Haven't had sugar like 2.5 years, maybe 2.5 years. But just not eating right. Not eating enough protein, enough fat. And right now I went back to eating ketovore, and I'm starting to feel better, which helps me mentally. But cutting out sugar, biggest and best thing I ever did for my health was to cut out sugar, especially because my father died from diabetes. So cutting out the sugar, just try it. Just try cutting out sugar in your diet. You will see how much your mental health improves. It's so amazing because I eat, like for breakfast, eggs, bacon, and now I really don't eat till like noon. I don't get hungry in the mornings. I eat eggs, bacon. I have my coffee. I definitely have my coffee. I've got my iced coffee right here. I love iced coffee. And I don't eat snacks or anything. At night, I eat a thin piece of sirloin steak with some vegetables, some butter. I don't eat much. I don't, but I'm not hungry, and I have so much energy. And I have not had that in a while, so I'm starting to get my health back. I need to start working out more. I have a little small home gym. Haven't even been down there to do anything in it. I started feeling like, what's the use of taking care of myself now that he's not here? And I don't like that feeling. I know I need to take care of myself just because I don't want my kids taking care of me. But when you're in that mental state where everything looks like doom and gloom, you don't care about taking care of yourself. You don't. I had a colonoscopy a few weeks ago, and I remember telling the lady, I said, my doctor, I said, yeah, she asked me how everything was going. I told her about my year. And I said, you know, I wasn't going to go have my colonoscopy. And then I thought, you know what? My mother had colorectal cancer. I took care of her when she had cancer. And this was years before she had dementia. And I thought, okay, it's stupid, Sherry, to put your head in the sand and not want to get yourself checked out. No, there's nothing wrong with me. But I know that is part of my family history. my health history. My mother had colorectal cancer. Sherry, go have your colonoscopy done. It was time for it anyway. This is my third I've had. I have a lot just because of my mom. And I'm thinking, you know, if you're not going to do it for you, Sherry, take care of yourself for your kids. If nothing else, take care of yourself for your kids and your fur babies. I don't know what I would do without these little ones. Let me read a few more comments here. Keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Thank you. It'd be fun to see you decorate a new place. It would be, wouldn't it? Hi, Sherry. I know what you were talking about. Hey, Janet, how are you? I can't imagine the strength it takes to move forward. It's not easy. It is not easy. But then I think to myself, what else am I going to do? And I had a video. It was called Dear Widows. And in it, someone may have taken it the wrong way, but in the video I said, no one is coming to save you. No one's coming to save you. Now, God is with you, and he will send people to help you, but no one's going to save you. No one's going to live with the pain you have. No one is going to sit there and deal with what you have to deal with day in and day out. So what choice do you have? You have to be the one that picks everything up and you restart your life. No one. I don't expect my sons. I have 3 grown sons. They're not my husband. And I know people say, oh, you should be grateful. I am very grateful. But you know what? My sons are not my husband. And I am not putting them in that position of authority. I have them here to help me if I need protection from something, if I need their advice. My sons have been great about that. But when it comes to making these decisions going forward, I only have myself. And also too, I try to think of it, I want to honor the marriage I had. I want to make him proud of me. And it's hard. It's so hard. You know, my father died when I was 23. I don't have another male figure to really guide me. My husband has brothers, but it's not the same thing. I don't have an uncle. I don't have a father. You know, I do have a brother, though. I do have a brother, and I mentioned this one other time. He's a widower. His wife was killed 12 years ago. And he has been a big help. He has been a big help. But I don't have that father figure. So I am trying to do the best I can, and I have made mistakes. I have made so many errors in these past 9 months. I've made decisions that I look back now and they're stupid, but I only have me. And no one's coming to save me. No one's coming here and saying, okay, we're going to sit down and make a plan for your life, Sherry, and this is what you need to do. And now, of course, if you have a financial advisor, go to that. A CPA, when it comes to things like that. But they can only tell you so much. You're the one that still has to make the decision. You're still the one that has to put one foot in front of the other. And I'm trying to think of it this way. What do I want my life to look like in 2 years? And in 2 years, I don't think I want to live in this house. It's a big house. I thought it was 9,400 square feet. I looked at the deed. It's close to 10,000 square feet. It's not impressive. When you get 10,000 square feet in your head, it's not impressive. It was built in the 60s. And like I've said before, it's like 2 houses. This floor is like a house. Downstairs is the house. That's where my mother and father-in-law were in. So it's a big house. And while I am a reseller, an eBay reseller, and there's plenty of room down there for that, I don't know if I'm going to keep up reselling. I may get out of that too. There's so many decisions to make. So I'm trying to do pros and cons about what to do. And even if I ask someone's advice, they can only give me advice from their perspective. They don't know everything that I'm dealing with. And I don't want to make decisions off of feelings, but your feelings are valid at the same time. So if you're as lost as I am and you're a widow, or say you're divorced, your husband left you, and I'm so sorry for that too. If any of you have a husband that left you, that hurts too. You know, that really hurts, especially if some of you are raising children. It's still a loss. It's still a loss, especially if your husband committed adultery. I can't imagine that feeling. So some of you women maybe going through the same thing. You're trying to decide what to do. I don't know. don't know what to do half the time. But hopefully by me making videos, by me doing this, you can see how screwed up I am, and maybe you'll feel better about your life because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But a lot of you have given me great ideas, and your support. I'm gonna tell you what, even though we are strangers on the internet, sometimes that one thing, you can relate to that person because you're dealing with the same thing. And I don't know what I would do if I had not started this channel up again, sharing my journey. Because listening to a lot of you and us chatting together in the comments on here, oh my gosh, it really does give me energy. And it gives me momentum. And I hope that my videos are doing the same for you. I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to be a victim. I want to make the most of this pain. I want to do what is right. And I want to encourage others. It's just that simple. Let me read a few more comments here. Yes, you're right. Your ketovore diet mirrors what I do and does. Yeah, I love being on ketovore. At least it gives you the strength to keep trying to get through the worst. Yes, you're becoming wise beyond your years. Eleanor, I really didn't want to be. I didn't want to be wise beyond my years. I didn't want to go through this. I really did not. I can look back on the 35 and a half years that my husband and I were married. We've been through so much. Mr. C had cancer in his 20s, and I thought I was going to lose him then. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they thought it had gotten into his bones. And so I thought in my 20s I was going to be a widow with 2 kids. He also had a kidney disease. Well, he had cancer, went through that. And the thing is, they told him and I, we only had 2 sons at the time. He was getting ready to have his 3rd dose of chemo. And they told him, they said, now he's going to be sterile after this. If you want kids, now's the time. We're like, we don't want kids, any more kids. We already had 2 boys. We're good. Well, after his 4th chemo treatment, I get pregnant with our 3rd son. Oh my gosh. And it was so beautiful because he was finishing up with his treatments, and I gave birth to our son on Valentine's Day. And he was a miracle. He was our miracle child. And then when that son was 3 years old, he had cancer. So my youngest son had cancer. I took care of him with cancer. Once my son, our youngest son, was through with cancer, a few months later, Mr. C almost died again from a kidney disease. And it took him 2 years to recuperate after that. And my mother had colorectal cancer. My mother broke her hip. I mean, we've been through so many things, but we were sitting there one day and I said, you know, babe, I wouldn't have changed any of it. Because it would have made a lot of people divorce. It brought us closer together. It brought us so much closer together. So, and then when we first moved here, I almost lost him. They thought he was having heart failure. And I took him to the hospital and they told me that. And I'm like, we just bought this house. And I remember it wasn't heart failure. He didn't even have a heart attack. Everything was fine. It was his blood pressure. I remember us coming home and we're sitting on the porch and he's sitting in one of the chairs and I'm sitting on the ground and I have my hands on his knees and he's crying because he was scared. He was scared. And I told him to his face, I said, if you die on me, I will burn this house down and walk away. And that was 8 years ago. And then in February, for him just to drop dead, he had just went to the cardiologist. He had just had an EKG, everything. He had a little high blood pressure. He took pills for that. We ate right. We would walk and everything. So you just never know. I've almost lost him so many times. And it just sucked. It sucked so much. He had been through a lot of major things when it comes to his health, but he would never complained. He never once complained, not when he had cancer, not when he had the kidney disease, even going through the scare at the hospital with his heart. But he went to a cardiologist. That's the thing. He went all the time. He had checkups. And then he just dropped dead. We just never know. We never know. So I will say, if you are married, talk Talk to your husband. Tell him how much you love him, if you love him. Some of you may not love your husband. Oh my goodness. But if you have a wonderful husband, let him know. Let him know how wonderful he is and how much you love him. Sit down and talk to him. Okay, babe, if you die before me, what do you want me to do about X, Y, and Z? The only thing we never talked about was if he died before his parents, what would I do with his parents? That's the one thing we didn't talk about. We talked about everything else. We had stuff set in place. We didn't think it was going to happen for 20 years. Now, statistically, he probably would have passed before me anyway, as most men do, but yeah, I'm thinking 70s or 80s. I mean, I really wanted to be holding his hand and us dying together. I love that man so much. But yeah, do it. You never know. You never know what's going to happen to you. And that's what scared me. And the thing is, this whole 9 months, well, I wouldn't say the whole 9 months, the first 5 months, I would lay in bed, have panic attacks, thinking I'm having a heart attack, and I didn't care. I didn't care. I'm like, okay, this is the way I'm going out. This is it. This is how I die. You know, I always wondered how it was going to be, and this is it. I was sure I was going to die. And I could have texted my son who was in the house, and I'm like, why? Why go to the hospital? I have nothing to live for. And in some ways, I still feel that way, and I hate feeling that way. I really do. So I think if I set a plan in motion for myself, what I want to get done over the next 2 years, that'll help me. I'm one that needs a plan. I need a plan. I mean, even now, I have a notebook. I write in this notebook all the time. I try to write a schedule out for every day. I don't get everything done, but I need a plan. That's just who I am, because if I don't, Sherry is here, there, and everywhere else. I don't know if you guys are like that. I need direction so badly. And that's what I'm going to do. And for the new year, I am not giving you some stupid, you know how everybody has like a word for the year or a phrase? Because you know what my, I guess my word or my saying for 2025 was? If you've watched me, you know what it is. In January, I said this was going to be the year of change because there was a lot of things I wanted to change in my life. Holy crap. It's been a year of change. Started out a wife, and now I'm ending a widow. I'm not putting a tag, a name, a word on 2026. I'm just trying to rebuild my life in my 50s without my husband. That's all it is. I'm just trying to rebuild my life without trying to, well, without doing a lot of impulse buying. I still have that trigger in me, and I'm really working on it. And I don't know if you've watched my other channel. I started recording on there again. It's not thrifting anymore. It's reaction videos, and it's reacting to people overspending, impulse buying, making all these big purchases, because I am a work in progress impulse buyer. And I watch these and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, do these people really have all this money? And a lot of times it's debt. But I am doing reaction videos over there, trying to get back to adding my humor into videos on that channel. I enjoy doing that. I really do. And if I can make someone else laugh, if I can give someone just a little joy, I like that. I really do. I've always been one, I want to, if I have an interaction with you, I want you to leave having that interaction with me feeling good. I don't want you to leave and you're like, dang, I never want to talk to her again, or she is just the saddest person in the world, or she is just down in the dumps, or I want to energize people. I want people to feel good when they leave from being with me. And yes, I know I get on here and cry. It's part of the process. I want to empower women and anyone who's gone through a loss, that this is a season. This is a season, and if you're fresh into loss, I didn't think in February I would feel like this in December. I'm not healed. I'm not over it. I'm never going to be over this, but I want to get through it because I need to function, and I didn't function for months. I said to family members and my sons, I said, I'm not doing the YouTube channels anymore. I'm not getting back online. I'm not doing anything anymore like that. I am just going to keep to myself, and I'm not going to leave my house. Now, I still don't leave my house. I still don't leave my house a lot. But I thought, let me just put myself out there again and see what happens. And I've loved it so far. And your support has meant so much to me. I know a lot of us have never met each other. And I have a YouTube friend. She has a channel. And actually I have two friends that have YouTube channels that check on me. One of them, when she saw the video of me saying Mr. C had passed, she texted me every day for months. And it wasn't her, this is what it was. She would just tell me how her day went. And then she would ask, how's my day going? And it was so nice. She would send me pictures of her dogs and her going on walks with her dogs and everything. And it was nice for my brain to have that moment where I'm talking to someone and it's not all about me. It was hearing about her day. And over these months, she has been phenomenal. I've never met her in person. We have been YouTube friends for 6-7 years and texted each other over the years. But sometimes strangers can be more comfort to you than your own family. And you guys supporting me, I can't tell you how grateful I am. I really am. And hopefully I have been encouraging to you as well. A lot of you email me and I love it. I love it. I don't have a Facebook page, so a lot of you will email me and we'll just chat over email. And I love it. I absolutely love it. As I said, I don't want this pain to go to waste. I don't want his death to be for nothing. And someone said in a video, I just need to get out and spread love and get out of the house and quit stomping my feet. I don't know what that meant, because stomping your feet to me means you're throwing a fit. I'm not throwing a fit. This is my journey. This is truth. And get out and do what? Get out and do what? I can reach more people this way. Am I just going to go out into like a store and say, hey, are you experiencing loss? Are you a widow? Let's chat. No, of course not. But here, people find my videos because they're going through loss, and we can help each other. So I feel like this is the way for me to help people. You can heal yourself by helping someone else. It's in the Bible. It says, what is the Bible verse? Well, it's almost like reap what you sow. And so if you want love, you have to give love. If you want compassion, you give compassion. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I take things. If I want healing, I'm going to try to help someone else heal. And for helping someone else, it just helps you so much. It really, really does. It helps so much to help someone else get through loss as you're getting through loss. And Grief Share was a huge thing for me. And I'd probably do it again. I would do it again. You're talking to other people, to a lot of widows. Not a lot of men were in the Grief Share group. A lot of widows. And we would talk to each other and we would say, do you feel this way? Because I feel this way. Are you angry like this? Because I'm angry like this. And we even text each other now. We got each other's phone numbers, text, and it's so great. Because a lot of times you can look at your circumstance and think it's really bad, and it is bad. My circumstance is horrible. But I have heard from other women who lost their husbands, plus there was like other stuff added onto it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm not going through that along with being a widow. I'm gonna put you down. She likes to chew on my fingers. I love her so much. Let me read some more comments. I've just been chatting away. Cry all you need to shed. They are needed. Self-preservation, yes. What is the name of the dog? The little girl is Scarlet. And then the older one is Bruiser. The big one's Hank. The big one is Hank. He is a pit mix. And he is Beautiful. Hello, gorgeous lady from Cape Town, South Africa. Hey, Karen, how are you? How are you? Oh my goodness. Love my fur babies. They have just meant the world to me. I ended up getting Scarlet. When did I get her? A few months after Mr. C passed away. And she has been wonderful. Now, yes, I have Bruiser, I have Hank. They're older, they don't need me as much. She needed me as a little puppy, and just watching all of them get together, play, and interact with each other, it brings me a lot of joy. And all of them sleep with me at night, which is something I never did with Hank. That dog sheds like it's snowing. How he still has hair on his body, I have no idea. And I never let him sleep in our bed because of that one reason. I just like it now. I like it. So I have to constantly clean the sheets now. But I love having him there. He will put his little head there on the pillow beside me. And it's so comforting. It's so comforting to have them in the bed with me. I don't know how long I will need all three of them sleeping in the bed with me. But for now, that's what I need. I need that. So I sleep with 3 dogs in my bed and my Second Amendment on my nightstand, if you know what I mean. So got a lot of protection around me, plus cameras and everything else in the house, but I have to have those around me for me to feel good. Let's see. Trial Angels appears in, yes, they help you on your journey. Need a cheese for I don't know what that means. What's the name of the dog? Okay. But yeah, those are some ways I have been trying to cope. I don't know how you're trying to cope with loss. I do have a video coming up with weird ways. I think it's like 10 weird things I've done over these months to cope with the loss of my husband. And some of them, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there because I know if I've thought it, another widow has too. We're not that different. You know, when it comes right down to the core, all of us are the same person. I don't care what color we are. I don't care what status you have. I don't care where you come from. When it comes right down to it, we're all the same. We're all the same. And that's why I think we can connect, is we may not have a lot of similarities, but we have this one similarity together. And that's why I have just been enjoying these videos. Now, through the month of December for Vlogmas, I'm doing these lives, plus I already have videos I recorded. And a lot of them are just sit-down videos, but starting in the new year, I am starting hot and heavy with doing things throughout my home. And I may have a couple of update videos, or I may just do this once a month, because I really enjoy this. I really love interacting with everyone. I wish I could see the screen better. Everything on there is so small, but I'm sorry. Hi, Sherry. I lost my hubby on the 5th of December. Oh my gosh. I need this at this time. My heart is just sick at this. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, Kathy. Thank you for this time. I really need this. Kathy, you are so welcome. Yours is so fresh. Oh my gosh, that breaks my heart because I know what you're feeling. I know what you're feeling, Kathy. Oh my Lord. I'm going to tell you, that first week, I was paralyzed. I was in such disbelief. So I know that pain, and I am so sorry. I am so sorry for your loss. Like I said, once you know that pain, you can really empathize with someone else because it hurts. It hurts so much. Like I said, I don't want every time you guys get on here that I'm crying, but hey, it happens. It happens. I really want to encourage anyone that this is a season, and you will get through this season, I promise, because seeing myself now versus the day of his death, I have come a long ways. I've come a long ways. I don't break down as much, and when I do, it doesn't last as long. But I will say, even though I'm not crying all the time, I still have this emptiness in me, and I just walk around with it, and I just keep trying to move forward and move forward and move forward. Not to forget him, but to make sense of this and to create a life for myself. You know, I look at my mom who lived to be in her 80s, and I'm thinking, Sherry, if you have another 30 years of your life, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with those 30 years? Are you going to sit around having a pity party? Are you going to let your grief define you? Or are you going to make something out of this? If I have another 30, 40 years on this earth, I want to be productive. I want to help others. And I don't want people to have to tiptoe around me all the time. I don't. I want to live a normal life, whatever that's going to be. And while this was not on my bingo card for 2025, I've got to make the most of it. Now, of course, saying this, and like Kathy, you're very fresh in it. You're not going to feel this way. You're not. I didn't feel this way. I did not feel this way whatsoever. But I will say, just putting one foot in front of the other, whatever that looks like for you. But I will say, even now, taking care of myself, I still can't take a shower at night. I have to shower in the daytime. I cannot get over that just yet. I have to do everything during the daytime. Once nighttime hits, I'm done. I'm done. So I still have things I'm working through and issues, some weird things. Like I said, I have a video coming out about the weird ways I've been coping. So if you've had weird thoughts or things you've been doing, I've done the same thing. I have 10 of them. I probably have more, but those are the 10 I put in the video. Let's see. Jesus is King. He died for us so we can have eternal life. Repent for your sins before it's too late. He loves you so much. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. If it wasn't for Jesus, for those first 4 months, I sat in here with my Bible and praying hours for hours. And I still do it every morning. That was my routine anyway. Even before Mr. C passed away, every hour I would sit with my Bible and prayer. But I needed him so much because I was looking for answers. I was looking for answers, but I didn't find answers. I found God's promises. His promises were that he would be with me. And I know a lot of people don't do sermons on widows. You do not know how much Jesus loves widows. When he was hanging on that cross, he thought about that sinner on that one side, and he thought about Mary. He thought about that widow because now she needed someone. He loves widows so much, and he has such a huge compassion for widows because now you're without a husband. You're without someone to protect you, to provide, to guide, and lead. And I know that's not the way it is in everybody's home. In my home, that's the way it was. Mr. C led. He was the main provider, mainly because I had to quit my job in 2020 to take care of my mother, and he protected me. I knew that man would take a bullet for me. And so when you don't have that, Jesus is there with you. Don't think you're alone. And I know it feels like you are. I know it feels like you are. You'll probably never get explanations on why it happened. But we can't live by explanations. We have to live by what the promises are in the Bible. And I keep turning to that all the time. All the time I turn to, what are his promises? What are his promises? And also I try to think that this life is temporary. We are going to be here the blink of an eye. The blink of an eye is how long we're here. And I know that eternity is where we will be. I try to concentrate on that as well, that this is temporary. What can I do while I'm still here to help others? And that's what I feel like my goal is for this channel, to help other people. Even if you're not a Christian, that's fine. You can still watch the videos and we can still help each other. But as a Christian, I put my faith in Jesus because I want whatever he wants me to have. And I just try to lay everything at his feet and realize that as long as I am doing what's honest, what is morally right, I may make, the wrong choices, but he will put me back on the path. Like with me doing the grief spending, that wasn't right. Now, it's not a sin, but it wasn't right. It wasn't right, and I felt very bad about it. it was like a little detour, and then he kind of helped me get back on track again. And that's the way I look at it. If it wasn't for my faith, I would be a puddle on the floor right now. I don't know how I would stand. But every day, reading the Bible and praying, talking to all of you, it helps so, so much. And I hope that you guys are getting something out of this as well. A lot of you ladies, it's very fresh that you've lost your husbands. So don't think that you're supposed to be at the stage I am at this moment. It's been 9 months for me. It'll be 10 months around Christmas. Don't compare. Don't compare, because I did that. I started searching up videos after Mr. C passed away, and I would see some of these women, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're just, wow, they're just going on with their life. I didn't see all the before that. I'm seeing, you know, it's the way Mr. C and I used to talk about our marriage. People used to see our marriage like, oh my gosh, you have such a wonderful marriage. I'm like, honey, you're coming at the end of the movie. You didn't see all the years before that made it what it is. So never compare your grief journey to mine or anyone else's. It's not a straight line. And I know they say, oh, first it's what? I don't know what the 5 stages are. They don't go in a row like that. They do not go in a row like that. I've had them up and down. I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I feeling this today when that's not the order they go in? They don't go in an order like that. They do not. So if one day, and I would say too, as a widow, if one day you're feeling good and you're feeling optimistic, don't feel guilty about that, because I will tell you what, the next day you're not going to feel that way. But our brain needs these breaks. Your brain can't constantly feel this. It's going to give you moments where you think everything is fine and I'm good, I've got this. You're going to feel like that. So enjoy those moments. They're just moments sometimes. They don't really last. And it hasn't even been a year yet. It'll be a year in February. And I will say too, if you are a new widow, don't do the grief spending. Go talk to a financial advisor. That's what I did. You know, have a CPA look over stuff if you need to. And don't make any major decisions for a year. But you're in that fog. I get it. You're in that fog. And I felt like I had to make these decisions right away because I felt panicked. I'm like, I've got to make these decisions. They're going to take my house away. I'm not going to have money to pay for stuff. What do I do about the bank accounts? What do I do about this? Another thing too, ladies, do not go to the bank and have them take your husband's name off your account right away. Do not do that. You don't have to do it right away. You're fine. I thought I had to. Another check may come in. Something else may come in your husband's name. Do not rush to, it's fine. I just now got the cars. They were in both of our names. I just got the cars put in my name. You don't have to rush. But I felt like that. I felt like if I don't do this and the cop stops me and he knows my husband's dead and the car is still, so many things. I'm an overthinker to begin with and a worrier. So it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to do anything right away. I promise. You do not. I thought I had to. I wish someone would come out with a book, and there may be a book. It's like for widows. These are the steps you should take as a widow. And the first one is breathe. You don't have to rush into things. You don't have to rush into things. If anything, if you have just lost your husband, look at me as an example. Don't do what I did. Don't. You're in this fog. You're in this grief. Your perspective is totally off. You're scared. You feel like the world is a scary place because you don't have your protector. You're on high alert. You can't sleep. You're not eating right. All of that on top of grief. You make stupid decisions. You really make stupid decisions. And I've done so many. So don't do what I did. You don't have to rush and do these things. I promise you don't have to. Let me read a few more comments. I always have to say that grief is a personal journey. You have to do what works for you. Amen. Nina, Hi, Sherry. I lost my husband 7 years ago, and it's different. And it's different for each of our grief journeys. Yes, it is. It's so different. So don't compare. Do not compare yourself. Me, I was a crier. Could not stop crying. I could not stop crying. I'm like, how is all this in me? Where's all these tears coming from? But from what I have learned, our tears are very healing. Certain tears come out for certain reasons. And that's why most of the time you feel better after a good cry. There's things in there. It's amazing how God made our bodies. But that's why the majority of the time you feel better after a good cry. So just cry. Just cry. And I will say too, if you have no one to talk to, email me. I do believe my email is in my bio on YouTube, because there are a couple ladies that email me every week now for the past few weeks. Email me. I will talk to you through an email. It's fine. You are not bothering me, because I had those resources. I had the widows that I was in grief share with. We, chatted with each other, and it felt good. It feels good when someone knows your pain and they understand, and you can tell them stuff and you won't feel judged. But I will say, if a lot of you are fresh in your grief, if there is a grief share near you, they meet at churches. You can pay $20. You don't have to pay anything, but $20 will buy you the grief share book, and you can work through it. I didn't work through hardly any of it. I'm just not a journaler. I don't like to write things out, but I ask questions, and I just didn't do it. So I didn't need to buy the book. But for some of you who are, you would love the book. And every week you'd watch a video, and when you would hear these people's stories, it breaks your heart. And then when you can sit around and talk, you don't have to talk. You can sit there and just listen. But Grief Share was one of the best things I ever did, and I am thinking about doing it again when it comes a year mark for me. I am thinking of doing it again because it was just wonderful. It was so wonderful. Let's see here. You were so pretty. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Grief is not linear. The Elizabeth Kubler-Ross stages of grief were meant for people with a terminal illness, not the people. Oh, I did not realize that. So the stages of grief were meant for people with a terminal illness, not the people left behind. Good to know. I had no idea. I had no idea about that. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that so much. Because, as I'm looking at the 5 stages of grief, I'm thinking, that's not how I'm doing it. Mine's not like that. I mean, that first few weeks, I wanted to take a baseball bat and I wanted to break everything in this house. And the thing is, I raised my voice and yelled once. And I am not proud to say that I let the curse words fly. And that's not my regular vocabulary. It was one day, everything and just built up, and it was probably 5 months after he passed away. And my son just stood there and he just let me do it, And then I felt guilty afterwards. It was just building, and finally it all came out. It all came out. So, I don't look at wanting to get a baseball bat and break anything now because I don't want to pay for repairing anything, but I just wanted to beat the heck out of something. And someone had told me that there are places you can go to and just beat the heck out of stuff. So if you feel that way, I am right there with you. I wanted to break everything in sight. I'm glad I didn't, though. I'm glad I didn't. I do wish I would have found one of those rooms you could have went to and just broke stuff. Oh, my word, just to get that out of you. You can feel it. You just, oh, my goodness, you can feel it. But having panic attacks and feeling like you're about to die, never had panic attack in my life until then. Anxiety. I would go places and I would feel so scared. I feel like someone was going to kill me. I don't feel that way now, but it was the worst feeling in the world. So I don't have it on me, started carrying pepper spray on me. I never did that before. Never. But I still keep it on me. You never know. You never know. I still keep a pepper spray on me, but those are just how I felt. Let's see here. What a beautiful living room. I love your decor. Oh, thank you so much. It is pretty, isn't it? I usually do a lot more at Christmas. This was all I did. I usually had like 5 Christmas trees up. Had everything up before Thanksgiving because we would host 20 to 25 people. Didn't do that this year. I said no to that. I did not want to be around my in-laws. And I think some people took that the wrong way. Not my in-laws, but people online. And it's because I love every one of them. They've been great. But when I saw his family without him, he has 3 brothers and a sister. So to see them and to see his parents and not see Mr. C there, it hurts so bad. And I'm like, let me get through the holidays. Let me get through the holidays. I didn't cut him out of my life, but I just need the holidays to be able to heal, not to perform. And it's a performance. Whenever you're hosting 20, 25 people, it's a performance. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. You're setting the stage. Your home is the stage. And then you have to get yourself looking nice, and you have to welcome people into your home. I didn't do that this year. I did not. I had my sons, my grandkids, my daughter-in-law, and we had a beautiful Thanksgiving. And we were able to talk about Mr. C and laugh and cry, and it was beautiful. And it was very low key, and I loved every minute of it. Next year may be different. I don't know. I'm not looking that far ahead. I am not looking that far ahead. Let's see what we got here. I lost my best friend almost 4 years ago. The couple we did everything with. He now has to take care of his mom, 92, with dementia, and disabled sister. Oh my goodness. Well, I will say taking care of someone with dementia is the hardest thing in the world. My mom, and I have seen videos of people who take care of their parents with dementia. My mom was nothing like that. You see these people and they may mix up words. They don't know, the day or whatever, but they still get around. They're not trying to leave their home. My mother escaped one day. The police picked her up down the highway. We had locks on everything. My son was watching her. The one time Mr. C and I go out together, we just went to Home Depot or something. Come back, she was gone. Police picked her up. And my mother, when I would try to clean her, she would take her fingernails. She had beautiful fingernails, even in her 80s, and would grip down on me. She would tell me I was killing her. She would cuss. She would call me all kinds of names. That was not my mother. My mother didn't cuss. My mother was the sweetest person. I don't think they diagnosed her the right way. I think she may have had Lewy body dementia. It was horrible. And my mother would be up for 20 hours a day sometimes, which meant I was up for 20 hours a day. Lack of sleep. And the thing is, when she was up for 20 hours, she would talk. I kid you not, for 20 hours. A lot of it did not make sense whatsoever. Plus, my mother had colorectal cancer, so she wore a bag. My mother could not hear. She ended up one day flushing her hearing aids down the toilet. And she would take her colostomy bag off. And my mother had dip snuff from the time she was a little girl raised in the country. Her grandma started her on it. And then she didn't know what it was. So then she was going through nicotine withdrawal because she didn't know what it was or how to use it. All those things combined, it was horrendous. Horrendous. Oh my goodness. Mr. C was so supportive of me. And taking care of her was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And then one day, she had broke her hip years ago, bounced back like nobody's business. Well, when she had dementia, she fell. She was in her bedroom and fell, ran in there, picked her up, and she fell again in less than 24 hours. This time she didn't get back up. So the ambulance come and got her, took her to the hospital. I went with her, and I broke down in front of the doctor. And this was still going on around COVID. This was 2021, so it was still hard to get someone into a nursing home. I had tried could not get her into a nursing home because I needed someone else to take care of her, because it was making me where I just wanted to walk away. I wanted to just walk out of this house and never look back, because it was hard taking care of her. We're at the hospital, and I'm talking to the doctor, and I break down. And I told her, I said, I can't take her back home with me. I can't take her back home with me. And she was the first doctor I had spoken with that was so compassionate. She said, of course you can't. I'm like, what? So a lady there was a social worker, got a hold of her friend who ran a nursing home. And this nursing home, it looked like a small country club. It was fantastic. And she got me hooked up there. I ran over to the nursing home, like the next day. I'm sitting there with the administrator, and she said, we honestly don't have a room for your mom. I'm like, then why did they send me here? She said, we don't have a room. She said, but that's my friend, and she told me what you're going through, and so we're going to take her in here. I just started bawling. But at the same time, when I took my mom there, I felt guilty. I felt like I was just giving her up, and that I was supposed to be the one taking care of her, but I knew I couldn't take care of her. But they was able to get her on medication, and she was calm, and she had broke her hip, so they wasn't going to do rehab on her because she didn't understand it. So she was in a wheelchair for that, for the rest of the 9 months that she lived. But to be able to go and visit my mom, and me not be the caregiver, but me look at my mom, and that was my mom again. Now, she wasn't my mom in that sense, but I could sit there and be her daughter, even though she didn't know me. It was so much better. And then to watch her die, it hurt so much. But it was in some ways a relief, because she wasn't living. That wasn't my mama. That wasn't my mom. And my mom was my best friend. She moved in with me after my dad died. She moved in with me when I was 23, 24. And she helped me raise the boys. And she loved Mr. C. And it's been so hard. Especially hard to lose a mom and a husband in less than 3 years. It's a lot of pain, a lot of loss, and it's not easy. It's just not easy. But I promised I wasn't going to get in here and cry all the time. I promised I wasn't, but dementia is horrible, and that's why they call it the long goodbye. You lose them before they ever die. I didn't go to my mom's funeral. My brother gave her a beautiful funeral. I couldn't go. I couldn't bury her again. I just couldn't, because that wasn't my mama. And it's hard. So any of you who are dealing with someone with dementia, my heart goes out to you. It's so hard. My mom is in a home with dementia. It's so horrible to have to see my mama like that. My husband has Parkinson's and dementia. Oh, my heart breaks for you. My heart just breaks for you so much. Because that's not who they are. It robs them of who they are, of their personality, of everything. And it's horrible. It's such a horrible disease. And I hated it. I hated my mama having that, because my mama was just, everybody loved my mama. She was so sweet. She was not the most educated woman. She only went to like 5th or 6th grade. But a hard worker. And loved people. Oh my gosh. Growing up, she would feed the neighbors, all the cats, the dogs. She loved everyone. Everyone. And all of my son's friends just loved her. A lot of them called her grandma. Oh, I just miss her so much. And I keep thinking to myself, oh, I wish she was here. She would have helped me through this. But Mr. C, the way, he helped me after losing my mama. Oh gosh. And that's the thing, when you have, a good mama and a good husband, and then you don't have them anymore, it sucks. I tell people all the time, I'm very grateful for everything I have and all the people in my life. At the same time, I feel like my life sucks because I have to do it without him. Now, life doesn't suck, but doing life without him sucks. I can be grateful and life sucks at the same time. Two things can coexist at the same time, So If you have feelings like that, it's fine. It's fine. We're human. We're going to have those feelings. You're not alone. You're not alone. That was God right there that brought that doctor to you. Yes, it was. And I know that pain of losing both parents and a husband in less than 2.5 years. Oh, Melissa, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, because in a lot of ways, your parents, they're your identity. And my husband was my identity because that's who I was. And those are like the closest people. You know, and also if you have children, obviously, because I don't know, I never want to experience that. I never want to experience a child dying before me. I don't think I could handle that. But losing like your foundation like that, it hurts so much. I don't cry over my father. My father was in the house. He worked, took care of us. He was an alcoholic, very high functioning alcoholic. He wasn't ever mean to me, but we weren't close. He didn't show me love and affection, but he did take care of us. You know, he took care of the bills. I always had everything I wanted. He treated me great. I cried one time when my father died. Also, too, I saw my father dying, and it was a relief when he passed because he was suffering. But losing my mama and my husband, it's been the worst things I've ever dealt with. The worst things I've ever dealt with. Well, no, I better not say that. My grandson was over here months ago, and I was telling him, I said, these are the worst things that's ever, and they are the worst things that have happened to me up to this point in my life. But something else could happen later in life that's even worse. What that is, I don't know. I don't want to know. So I don't want to say that. I don't want to say nothing could happen that's worse than this. I'm not going to speak those words. I'm not going to say that because I have seen other people, even through my grief share group, horrendous things that have happened to people. Horrendous. And I'm looking at them like, how did you walk away from that? How are you still standing upright? So I'm not going to say that because things could be worse. Things could be worse in my life. So I'm grateful for everything I have. I'm definitely grateful for all of you and that we can chat and talk with each other, and so you don't feel like you're alone, that you're not going crazy. You're not going crazy. I have felt things, said things, done things that are stupid. So stupid. So hopefully the videos coming up this month will shed light on a lot of these stupid things I've done, and you won't feel so bad about your life. Let me read some more comments. Even when your child is an adult, a mother's grief is like no other. I lost both parents, but it wasn't as bad as losing my son. Oh my gosh, Deborah. I've walked in those shoes with my mom so often. My husband was my rock. Yes. Oh, Deborah. I lost both parents, but it wasn't. Oh, Deborah, no. I mean, that child, whether you carried them or you chose them from adoption, I don't even want to imagine that. I don't want to imagine losing a child. In our grief share group, we watched videos, and there was one gentleman, him, his wife, and his 4 kids. I believe it was 4 kids. Their car was swept up in a flood. And he lost his wife and all his children at the same time. And I'm thinking, how are you still standing? How do your entire family gone, and you're the left? So things could be worse. And that's why I don't want to say that things couldn't get any worse. Things could get worse. Things could get worse. And I do try to reflect on the wonderful marriage I had, and that God gave me Mr. C at such a young age. And I knew him almost 40 years. And we were married 35 and a half years. And I wouldn't change a thing about our marriage. All the ups and downs. And I'm so grateful to have had a wonderful man like that, because a lot of women don't get that. A lot of women never get that. So I am grateful. I'm grateful for having such a wonderful, loving, supportive man. So I'm never going to say that things couldn't get worse, because they could. They really could. So I am going to, I think that's why I really want to start the new year focused on a goal. My 2-year goal of making repairs to the house, becoming a minimalist my way, and continuing this journey to help other people, and eventually sell this house and start something new. And that's going to be hard too. It's going to be hard letting go of this house. It is. So I'm trying to say, okay, once this chapter is over with this house, what's the next thing? And I talk about it all the time. I could live in a tiny home. It wouldn't bother me one bit. It would not bother me one bit to live in a tiny home. And also next year, I want to do videos about helping my son and daughter-in-law decorate their home and do projects in their home, because this will be the first home they buy together. And that gets me a little excited. Well, I'm not looking to do that in my home. They still have children living in the home. This will be their first home, so they're very excited. And I thought, you know, if I can lend my skills and what I do here to them and help them create a beautiful home, I think that's wonderful. I love that. I absolutely love that. It gets me excited to help someone else with the beginning of their chapter, beginning of their new journey. And I'm so excited for my son and my daughter-in-law. And my son chose such a wonderful woman. Oh my gosh, she is such a wonderful mother. And when he married her, I got 3 bonus grandkids. And they lived here with us during 2020. And I got to know my daughter-in-law, and she is such a hard worker, such an awesome mother. And they have a beautiful marriage. And he is so much like his dad. And I love that. I love that so much. So if I can be a blessing to my son and daughter-in-law and help them create a home they love, that actually makes me a little excited. That makes me excited to help them begin this new chapter. Because my chapter of creating a beautiful home for my husband is gone. And that's fine. That's the only reason I did the stuff I did in my home, is because he loved it and he encouraged me. So if I can take that and bless someone else, I'm all for it. I'm looking so forward. I keep telling them, I said, make sure you guys get a house with enough land so I can plop my little tiny home in the back and I can just walk into their home and, you know, help them. And I would love that. Honestly, that thinking about that brings me so much joy. I could live in 500-700 square feet. I don't care. I don't care. I've said it many a time. I'm grateful for this house, but he was my home. I could have lived in a cardboard box with that man. I wouldn't have cared. He was my source of joy for that, not this house. The house doesn't bring me joy. It's the people in the house that bring you joy. And I'm looking forward to that chapter for them. I keep saying I'm gonna get an RV and just camp outside each of my kids' homes. Do it, Melissa, do it. Blanca, dear Sherry, I continue to keep you in my prayers. We're in neighbor states. Oh, in Tennessee. Oh my goodness, I need to visit Tennessee because I have another friend who has a huge YouTube channel, and she's inviting me over to her house in Tennessee. And I don't know if she want me to tell the channel or who this is, but she's a huge creator. And we text, and I just enjoy her friendship. I need to go to Tennessee, if nothing else, to vlog her beautiful home that her and her husband are building, just for that. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I love Tennessee. It's so nice to hear from you live, praying for you. Oh, thank you. Wishing you the best Christmas possible with your sons. Yes. I also need to unclutter. Oh my goodness, Lisa. I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys would like this or not. I'm thinking for another live, maybe at the beginning of the year, I will take you downstairs to my utility room and we can kind of declutter stuff as I'm making a video to post, just to show you all of the crap I have down there. I mean, it's not crap, a lot of it I could sell, and I am going to do that. And then I'm thinking to myself, should I keep some of this stuff for my my son and daughter-in-law for their new house? But you know, I'm thinking, She likes the stuff I do. She likes my taste, but we all have different tastes, and I'm not trying to impose my taste onto her. This is going to be her home. It's my son's home too, but ladies, we know. My husband told me one time, because as I'm doing projects, I make a mess, and I always told him, creativity is messy. And he's like, and so at one time I was putting stuff in his office. He's like, my gosh, Sherry, you've got, I don't know how many rooms in this house. Don't be putting stuff in my office. I'm like, okay, babe. Of course, he's joking with me half the time. But so I try to leave that was his sanctuary. That's where he worked. That's where he played his games and everything. So I tried not to put stuff in his room. But I am a creative person. Creativity is messy. As you're doing projects, you're going to have stuff everywhere. But my utility room, oh my gosh, so much Christmas stuff too. I'm thinking, in 2 years, do I need 5 or 6 Christmas trees? No. But then I think, maybe I'll keep them for my daughter-in-law. Christmas trees are expensive. But I don't want to get in the habit of saying, and then a lot of times when they come over, my son's like, Mama, she don't need that stuff. She don't need that stuff. Because I do have a small house they're renting. They have no room for anything. And he's like, Mama, she don't need that. I said, well, maybe I'll just keep it here for her. And then maybe once you get your house, she might want it. But I don't want to clutter someone else's house. I know how that is. Oh my goodness, what time is it? It is almost 10:30. I'm sorry, you guys. This things pop up on this phone. I'm enjoying this so much, but next week, I'm lost on my days. Yeah, next week we'll do a live, no sit down, but then Christmas Eve, I am going to take you guys into the kitchen. And instead of using my phone, my son is going to hook up my DSLR camera, and we're going to go live that way. So it'll be a lot clearer view. The phone is, phones are not great. And we're going to be prepping for Christmas breakfast. Is that? Yeah, not next week, the week after, it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to take you in there Christmas Eve evening, and we're just going to chat. I'm going to throw together all my little dishes we're going to have for Christmas. So that's what I plan on for that day. I am really looking forward to that. And then, what's after that? New Year's Eve, around maybe 6 p.m., we can sit and chat and talk about the new year. What are we going to do for the new year? What are your goals, your plans for the new year? And just spend time together, because I never make it to midnight. I don't remember the last time I made it to midnight. No, I'm at that age where, 9 o'clock sounds good to go to bed. I've always been like that, though. I ain't got to be old to be that way. I'm like that. But I am looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. The Christmas Eve I'm really looking forward to. Just to share, what are you doing for Christmas? Do you have Christmas brunch? We always had Christmas brunch, and that's what we're continuing to do. We would always have Christmas Eve steaks, but I'm not doing that this year. I don't know what I'm going to do with me and my son. But Christmas is all about brunch. So Christmas Eve, we are going to go through what I am prepping for Christmas brunch. And next week, we'll probably do another sit down, but let me know if you like the idea of, in the new year, me taking you live and just decluttering, going through stuff. And maybe if you see how much stuff I have, you won't feel so bad about how much stuff you have. Yeah, I have hoarder tendencies. I have the impulse buying tendencies. I have the tendencies, and you guys know this, I'll be working on one project, and then I think about the next project before I ever get that done. So I buy things for that project. I've got stuff sitting down there for projects, because our goal when we bought this house, we got a 15-year mortgage. Over those 15 years, we were going to slowly just work on the house. Honey, I started buying stuff for like year 10 of projects. So stupid. That's me. I get so excited. And Pinterest is the devil. Don't go on Pinterest. You will see so many things. You will get so excited about projects. You'll pin all this stuff. Oh my goodness. I have got pin boards on there for I don't know how many years ago that I am just now getting to for my home. But like I said, not worried about decorating my home, just getting the bones done. I'm working on flooring, paint, and lighting. If I decide to hang up a piece of artwork, it's going to be artwork I already own, because I own a lot of home decor, and I'm not going to use the majority of it. I'm really not. Heck, if some of y'all live near me, I would give you some of this stuff. I'm not joking one bit. I would give it away. I'm going to try to sell some of it. Thing is, my family members never want this stuff. And it's good stuff. I mean, it's good stuff that I've thrifted. A lot of this is antique or vintage stuff, unique items, but yeah, a lot of them don't want it. So maybe they just don't like my taste. I have no idea. But any of you live near me, I would let you have a field day. I would let you have a field day with all the stuff I own, and I would just give it to you. I wouldn't expect any money from it. If it made you happy and you would love it, I'd give it to you in a heartbeat. Maybe I need to open up a free thrift store. Yeah, I better not do that. I better not do that. But guys, thank you so much. It is almost 10:30. I've got the dogs eyeballing me over here. And I sincerely, sincerely mean this. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming on these lives. I was so nervous last week to start doing these, but I am enjoying this so much. I hope you're getting something out of it. And hopefully next week I won't see her crying. But as I also said, today is Mr. C's birthday. And I just think about what I would have been doing for him today. But, you know, maybe trying to bless someone else is a good way of honoring his birthday. Blessing someone else. Because my husband believed in that. He was very generous. Never spoke about it to anyone. Never told it to anyone but me. He's helped so many people in our family that he never told me about, but family members after he passed away told me what he had done for them. And that's just who he was. So maybe the best way for me to honor his birthday is help someone else. And hopefully this has helped you. I wish I could just hug each and every one of you going through loss. But I hope today, the rest of the day is very good for you. Like I said, my email is in my bio and the YouTube channel, somewhere in there. I think you have to click something. Email me. Email me. It may take a day or two for me to get back with you. I don't mind. I don't mind. I love corresponding with people. I really do. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Let me read a few more things here. Thank you for your kind words from your last videos. 8 weeks since my husband passed. I am so sorry. Australia. Oh my goodness. Love you, Sherry. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. Keeping you in my prayers. Thank you. Oh, Judy, I'm so glad you were enjoying the lives. God be with you, Yvonne. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you so much. And I hope everyone has a marvelous Thursday. I have a video coming out tomorrow. I don't remember what it is. It's already scheduled. Tomorrow at 4 p.m., another video. Monday, another video. Wednesday, a live. Friday, a video. And then, I don't know. I put a calendar up in the community post. Hopefully you see all that. But thank you so much. I'm going to get off of this. I have the dogs looking at me, and I want to finish my iced coffee before it turns into water. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Thank you for joining me. I will see you again next Wednesday. I promise it'll be next Wednesday. Thank you, guys.